Hello, welcome YouTube. Back for some more Transport Tycoon. We're flying the Dash 8 in the Air Canada Express livery, and we're going to do a couple of routes today. Starting off at, I think we're at Paleto Bay, so we'll head out to the runway, get some clearance, and we'll be off. Right. Seeing as though the other runway is a bit... Oh, it's just about finished. There we go. Cool. And runway is green, ready for takeoff, and away we go. Now, currently I'm flying with a keyboard. What I'll do is hook up my gamepad for the next one, so that the controls are not so jerky. Doesn't really look that realistic. Now we're going to San Chiansky Airport, and I think it's basically in the middle of the ocean, actually. Yeah, I think there you can see it in the distance, the control tower. Let's have a look in the inside. The only thing wrong with this model is the sound. Now, you get used to it after a while, but I mean, having flown in Dash 8s quite a bit myself, the sound is a bit frustrating. Right, there it is, down there. What we'll do is we'll make an approach for the main runway, which is closest to the control tower. So we've got some traffic flying behind us. I think that's a 737-200. Alright, gear and flaps out. Let's get established on the centre line. Hopefully we'll make a nice landing. And cleared for landing. Nice. Saw someone else landing. Oh, there we go. Oh. We'll vacate over here and head over to the boarding terminal, which is on the far side of that hangar there. Side for this guy. Just thanks. Alright, we'll roll up next to the terminal. There we go. unloading, deboarding the passengers. Would be pretty cool if they had people getting out of the aircraft, but it's alright. For the helicopters, they have the passengers that you can actually pick up and drop off at the end. They take them to their different destinations. They did a really good job of this Dash 8 model. It looks really good. I don't know that I've ever seen a Dash 8 with 6 propeller blades. Maybe on some of the newer models with bigger engines, more power. I know the ATR 72 does. Has those Scimitar blades. It looks pretty cool though. Very skinny wings. You can see on all the leading edges of the wing, the tail, and the rudder, it's got like these black frontal areas. In the comments, just write down if you know what those are for. Oh. At least these winglets are underneath my wing. You got to give props to these guys who created the server and put all these different airports in with all the different areas for aircraft to load passengers. And you'll see down there's a, looks like a Beluga, Airbus Beluga. That's part of the cargo pilot aircraft list. And then just in front of it you can see the C-130 there. I mean, I know they don't call it a C-130 in the game, but at some point I'll do a bit of the trucking. I'll show you guys how to sort of start off in this simulator, because when you get in here you have pretty much no money, and so you can't really get straight into the airplane pilot or the airline pilot role. You first have to acquire $10,000, and then you buy a license, and then only can you buy an airplane and start the airline pilot role. And I think the first airplane's about 50,000, so you got quite a bit of stuff to do before you can actually get into it. It's really hazy. I love the way the sun looks in this game. There's that Beluga. Pretty awesome looking jet. Alright, we'll get clearance before we go. Cleared for takeoff. You can actually switch the green lines off of the runway and make it a bit more realistic, but having it there just sort of confirms that you do have clearance for takeoff. Otherwise you can get kicked from the server, and sometimes there's a few glitches where it might say on the screen that you're cleared for takeoff, but someone's actually landing. So having those lines there turn either green or red if it's in use is quite helpful. Alright, we're heading over to the left here, Pacific Ocean Terminal. Now I think this is at if you guys have ever played Grand Theft Auto 3, I'm pretty sure they have imported the city and put it right at the edge of the map, and I think that's where we're heading now. Oh, look how cool that looks. Bit of cinematic. Right, let's start slowing it down. Back to the green range. And gear out. You can see the main runways in use. So we'll use the side one. Clearance. Okay. So you want to come down, don't really touch the throttle until you get a bit lower and it starts to slow down, low to the ground, then we bring the throttle back, which touches down. Let it roll ahead, and just before the taxiway we hit the reverse thrust, slows right down, and off we go. There's someone landing on this runway, so we will hold short and wait for them. Now he's making a seriously short approach. Oh. Not bad, not bad. Make sure it's clear, clear, and off we go. I don't know what this guy's up to. Move, dude, seriously, come on. Oh my goodness, one of these guys. Either that or he's run out of fuel. And I think when you run out of fuel, the aircraft will stay on, but it's out of fuel. We'll do a little bit of the old 4x4. Yeah, at least if they talk to you, then it's not so bad. But sometimes you get some real knobs on this server. Not very often though. Or just the newbies who play once and then they sort of just leave and don't really care. Right, you'll see I'm going towards the back. The reason being, I'm just going to reverse up here. The reason being is there's quite a few aircraft that use this specific sort of holding area, and so I don't want to block the whole thing, and then they try and get in and they end up crashing into your wing or something like that. I think I said so in the last video I made. Depending on the level of the airline pilot you are, you can obviously buy different aircraft and slowly level your way up and buy bigger and bigger aircraft. The bigger the aircraft, the longer it takes to deboard and board again. This particular one is 70 seconds for each one, so we end up sitting here for just over 2 minutes before we can actually get going again. But you'll see now, as soon as it deboards, it'll show you how much money we earned and XP we earned. Oh yeah, we leveled up. Ooh. Bit of fireworks there. So we got 219,000 just for that flight. That was pretty good, pretty short flight. And I'll show you something else. If we go into our inventory, so let's go inventory. You'll see we have these bonus EXP tokens here. So this one here provides additional EXP for both airline and helicopter. You earn these by continuing to level up, and then you've got these tokens. So the tokens, what they do is they actually give you extra EXP right then and there. So if you just click on that and you say convert, and I'll push the left arrow, Redeem pilot experience, there we go. So left arrow, and you can see our piloting skill at the bottom right just went up a bit. If you say convert to bonus EXP, it'll actually add it to your player's EXP level. So it depends on what you want to do, I guess. There we go, we finished boarding. Right, let's get out of here. So we're off to SSIA, which is Sandy Shores International Airport. Pretty terrible airport, to be honest. It's nicely, right in the middle of everything, but because it's got such a small piece of land that it's based on, sometimes you get a hell of a lot of traffic, and then everyone sort of crashes into each other. Some large explosions happen every now and then on that airport. Alright, let's get mission to take off on the main runway. Line up. Let's put our lights on. There we go. And away we go. Full steam ahead. We want that sort of 100 mark before we actually get into the air. And there we go. Gear up. Flaps up. Slowly pitch up further and further. Nice climb out there. And lights can go off. Oh, there you can see the beluga coming in. And he's heading back down there. That's pretty sick. Right, so there's Sandy Shores International just down there. Not Sandy itself, but the one in the water. You can see the runways lit up in red over there. That's where we're headed to. So we'll make a nice wide, long approach for the main runway. Like I said, it tends to get quite busy there, so we'll try and sort of time it correctly. Don't want to fly into anyone. Excuse me. Right, gear out, flaps down, lights on. Got a nice stable approach. We'll get permission from the main one. We're a little bit far out to get permission though, that's the only problem. And we'll get permission now. Someone's lining up there, which is not good. Hopefully that guy gets off the runway. He did. Oh no, he didn't. Never mind. We'll do something a little bit naughty. Come right over the top of all mystical ice here. And we'll vacate. I'll say thank you. Mystical ice. Someone got taken out. See, I was telling you. So this happens sometimes. So you see, like that guy there, his plane is actually bugged, and so I'm just gonna go wide forward. Try not to get in the way of anyone. His plane is bugged, so no one can see it. Anyway, that guy in the C-130, that thing was like armored, so he went past it and boom. You can see the guy over there, he's half dead. You'll have to call the medic. I mean, it's pretty cool. For Grand Theft Auto 5, being able to do this kind of thing is pretty awesome. And the fact that the flights are pretty short between the airports means that you actually get to do a lot of loading, unloading, landing, taking off, taxiing around, dealing with other people. It's quite fun. Three seconds. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, 245,000 for that flight. That's pretty good. Now I know with the helicopters, they base your pay based on how far you fly. I think the airline is similar, but sometimes I've flown really short flights and get paid a lot. So I think it's a little bit of a random sort of figure. I see someone there has named themselves after Elon Musk's baby. I don't know if you guys know how to say that name, what it actually means. Put it down in the comments. Right, let's see where we're going next. Paleto Bay, I guess that's just literally on the other side of this mountain here. So we'll go out of here. Just trying not to get taken up by anyone. That guy's out of here. Probably line up so long. Main runway cleared for takeoff. Nice. Let's get onto the center line. Don't need the whole runway for this plane. We can take off a lot slower. It just feels a lot more realistic. Take off a little bit quicker. Aim on that. So this is Mount Gordo. Alright, it's Paleto Bay's the next one over. We'll head past Mount Gordo over here. And Paleto Bay should be just around. You can see our shadow down there on the ground. Above us though, it's good. Alright, we'll slowly start our descent, start slowing down. Gear out. That's and I think we'll land on the jet runway. I'll show you just how short a landing you can make with the dash, which is quite realistic. The dash 8 itself is made for short field strips in terms of aircraft this kind of size, so it's a pretty good performer. Bit of a low approach this one. That on the slow side, that's okay. Let's have a look at how short. So reverse thrust at the threshold. Look at that. Beauty. Oh, it's Mr. Glassy. Just wait for this guy to back up. head down here. I think our terminal is right at the end. I think he's stopping for fuel, it looks like. Just for the taxiway, I guess. Alright, and deliver our passengers. I'm not sure if any of you play, you know, Animal Farm or any of those sort of games which are known to be quite, you know, you just sort of do them and you relax and enjoy yourselves, and there's just this continuous little grind and you get little extras as you go along. This game's pretty much exactly like it, except, you know, I love flying airplanes and helicopters and aviation in general, so this is kind of my version of Animal Farm, I guess. One second. Oh, player level up. Right, let's have a look here. Let's have a look at our inventory. Oh, quite a bit on that one. I think we got some XP tokens for helicopter. Oh yeah, so we'll do that one. And for player as well. Oh jeez, we leveled up again. Nice. Bit of the old fireworks thing. These, I think. Let's redeem these. I can't remember if these give you any. That was silly. I forgot that you can actually redeem that for certain items in the shop. Anyway. Righto, let's back up here. I think there's a fuel station here. Yes, there is. Let's put some gas in. Fill her up to 100%. $25,000. Seems about right. I really wish they had an Air New Zealand scheme. I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys in the first video, but I was actually just starting at Air New Zealand. Hadn't been put on a specific aircraft yet, but it was either going to be the Dash 8 or the ATR 72, and pretty much I suppose 2 weeks before I was due to start my type rating on the aircraft. I mean, I'm a pilot. I've been flying for the last 10 years, doing all sorts of other different things. Decided to head to the airlines. So you just have to do a type rating, some line training, and then you know, you get into the cockpit with the training captain and start, you know, doing your job as an airline pilot. Anyway, 2 weeks before I was sort of due to start, or before they, you know, they said, they sort of indicated that I'd be starting, COVID-19 hit, And that was the end of that. And it's kind of, you know, affected the entire world. And a lot of pilots have actually lost their jobs all over the world. I'm not sure what the total is, but the last time I saw 9 different airlines around the world, with thousands of pilots, you know, they've gone under and pilots have lost their jobs. So it's yeah, pretty serious. But at least if I can fly in here and give you guys a little bit of an insight into the airline world, or just into aircraft or helicopters in general. I'm a helicopter pilot too, by the way. You know, at least then, at least I would have made some kind of difference as a pilot, and not just sort of wasted my, you know, the last sort of 10 years of my life flying around. Start slowing it down. We're into the green range. Here we go. Nice. Push to land. Really hazy. Yeah, nice. I think. So let's ask the admin. Oh, look at this. Check this out. This is going to be pretty cool. I saw a guy lining up on the end of the runway there. That's not that great, but let's watch this guy coming in. Oh, a few bounces. He's got a chrome one. That's pretty sick. Nice. Let's ask the admin. Let's see if they'll give us some thunderstorms. Just for fun. Passengers, 2 other jets. You can see they both got the same position for dropping passengers, so that's why it's a good idea to, you know, always park off to the side so other people can use it as well. Well, I think what we'll do, hopefully this sends us to LSIA, but if not, we'll do one more load of passengers, and then we'll fly over to LSIA, pack this away, show you the new car that I bought, which is pretty sick. We'll take that for a spin. Oh, nice. Let's have a look. If we use this, go to Airline Pilot, we can actually see at what level we'll get our next aircraft. So, see, the next aircraft is a 737-200, but I need Cargo Pilot 20, so we'll have to work on that, I think. So I think that's what we'll do next time, is we'll try to get the strength up, and then we'll do the cargo pilot runs and get up to level 20. Otherwise we won't be able to get the 737, which is a pretty sick aircraft. Quite excited actually, that'll be cool. Actually, seeing as though I need to get my strength up, which you can only do I think with the trucking job. When I start doing trucking, I'll show you guys. We'll start at basically nothing, and we'll progress from there, do a bit of trucking, and then try and get into the cargo pilot role. It's going to be a bit of a grind, but it's quite fun. Oh, look at that, LSIA, perfect. Which runway do we want to use? We'll try and get to the jet runway. That'll be taken off in the correct direction. There's that Bolivia again. Now, if any of you are, looking at becoming a pilot, I'm not saying that that you shouldn't, but it's just at the moment, obviously, things are on a downward spiral, and it's probably going to continue getting worse and worse for the most of this year, I'd imagine, and hopefully from, towards the end of the year, I guess, things will start to ease up, and more jobs will become available, and slowly the airlines will continue building back up again. I know Air New Zealand had huge bank balance before this COVID-19, and they were one of the very few airlines in the world that actually had the money to actually make it through this time. And even the money that they have had wasn't enough, and they had to get more from the government, and actually let staff go, because they just couldn't afford to keep them on. And unfortunately, because the borders are closed, the main aircraft that are being held on the ground is actually the international guys. At least, when the sort of Australia-New Zealand borders open, and we have a sort of Australia-New Zealand bubble. Hopefully we'll get quite a lot of tourists coming through from Aussie, because they'll have nowhere else to go, because Australia's borders will be closed as well, and then the domestic flying will pick up again. Who knows, maybe at that time I'll be able to continue with my job. It all depends, I guess, on whether or how long it takes, because if it takes too long, I'll have to redo the bloody interview process again, which if any of you have done an airline interview, it is an absolute pain in the butt. So much preparation goes into it, and it takes so much effort, and I know that Air New Zealand sort of prides itself on being a really high class, high quality airline, and their interview process is pretty difficult. I know after the 2 days I pretty much just went home and slept for a day, just from all the nerves. I guess we'll be landing on the main runway, seeing as though someone is using the check one. Just push delay on there and speed up a little bit. Tight turn into here, try not to crash into the poles. Bit off centre, but it's okay. we go. Stop just before this taxiway. Nice. And off we go. Crash into that guy. Place we're going to, I think it's on the other side. Drop our passengers off, then we'll cancel. Yes, it is. Cancel next job. See that guy glitching there? He's probably got a plane, and just tell him. Oh, well, there you go. That sorted him out. Oh, shit. Yeah, I didn't want that to happen to him, but anyway, it's pretty annoying when that happens. People just sort of crash into you, but you can see the guy's plane is sort of non-existent. That happens every now and then when someone spawns it in, there's a little bit of a glitch. Now, just there where all those planes are is where we've got to pack this plane away. Unfortunately, we have to get through all the bloody traffic. Sweet. Yeah, stop the trip there. Now let's see if we can back up into that spot nicely. Oh shit. That guy just sort of killed himself. Listen to this. Woohoo! Nice. Right, well guys, this is the end of today, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, a comment, anything else that you want to see, and I will see you tomorrow. See ya.